Hello, good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, depending on what time you're watching this video. I have been running a 1 minute video series on my YouTube channel, and before we go on, if you have been watching and you have not subscribed, right down there below this video you will see the button for subscription, so click it and subscribe because we're going to be having an amazing journey on this channel. What I do is to bring value to my subscribers. What are the values? Values of personal development, the values of relationship development, career development, as well as ensuring that you are the best version of yourself in whatever you do. So you already know, my name is Godwin Obuche, and I'm excited to start a new series apart from the 1 minute videos that you will keep enjoying almost on daily basis if you subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be bringing values in terms of sharing information with you on a wide range of issues related to personal development, enterprise growth, your relationship capacity, and your ability to be able to function in any difficult environment because you have developed yourself. Okay, so in this very first video, aside from the 1 minute video, I'd like to share something with you concerning fear. Fear is a natural phenomenon that we all experience. If you're a human being and you're on this earth, one way or the other, you will experience fear of doing something because you're afraid it will fail, fear of attempting something that you have never done, fear of running a business because you're afraid it will fail, and the most interesting one that people always experience, and they have not been able, quite a lot of people have not been able to get over it, is a fear of poverty, and it is aggravated by the fear of money. All right, so let's be able to position our discussion on the fear of poverty, which is promoted by the fear of money. Now, if you do not want to be poor, then don't be afraid of money. Don't be afraid of money if you don't want to be poor. Now, if you're afraid of money, you are attracting poverty. Now, how should we not be afraid of money? When you are used to having a limited amount of money around you over a long period of time, there is a tendency for you to build a safety net around that mentality, and you box yourself in such a way that if you think of an amount beyond that amount that you're used to within a space of 30 days, if you're earning a salary, or within a space of every day that you run a business and your daily income is within that small sphere of money, if you try to think about beyond that, you might suddenly begin to look at your capacity to be able to generate the kind of money that is beyond you. And so somebody you're used to having on a monthly basis not more than 100,000 naira, okay, and somebody comes to you and says, I want us to do a business, and it will be a business that we need to invest 1,000,000 naira, and all of a sudden your reaction is 1,000,000 naira, where will I get that money from? That's fear. You're afraid of money, and as a result it will lead to poverty. You will remain within the confine of the 100,000, and you can go on in that circle for as long as 5, 10, 15 years, you won't be able to get out of it until you overcome the fear of big money by venturing out. Because if you don't think beyond what you have and what you see and begin to think about what is possible, it is actually not possible for you to operate in the big leagues, especially when it comes to money. And so the best thing for you to do is to begin to practice, a change of mentality, and begin to call out funds, money, in terms of the millions. If you have always been dealing with the thousands, begin to talk in terms of the millions, begin to imagine in terms of the millions, begin to look around things that you can use millions of naira to do, begin to window shop for things that you can get or things that you can invest in the realms of the millions, and surround yourself with people who are not operating at the level you're operating right now. Because if you want to grow, you must look for people in the area you want to grow into, so that you can operate, you can begin to learn to operate like them. Hear them talk about the millions, hear them talk about how they are playing in the league of the millions, and then look at the ways that they are playing in that realm, in that value chain of the millions, and plug yourself into that mentality. Because it is not possible for you to do what is not an idea in your mind. You always live and act on the basis of what you know. And if your knowledge of money revolves around tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and never in the realms of the millions, then of course your mindset will not be able to capture the millions. Now, everything is first of all an idea before it's a substance. And so for you to operate in the million league, you must begin to accept the idea that you want to do that. Otherwise, the fear of the millions, the fear of operating in the million zone will keep you away from attempting to operate in that realm. And once you do not attempt because you are afraid of failing, you limit your chances of ever operating in that realm. That's how it works. That's how it works. Now, and this is not a function of your academic education. This is not a function of the certificates that you have. You might have a professor in philosophy, and he might remain poor in all of his professorial life, his academic life, because he does not have the street knowledge, the street mentality to operate outside of a confined amount of money. The reason why a lot of people do not go into one area of business or the other is because they are afraid of losing money, especially money that they don't have. I've heard people say things like, I will never borrow money to do business. And the truth is that you will never be rich, more or less, in a particular level, because some of the biggest billionaires in the world today use what we call OPM, other people's money, to be able to profit, to do their business. If you want to use all of your money to be able to invest and do business, you might not operate in the league of the millions. So it is actually a mindset, and you must deal with that fear of the million realm so that you can venture into it. Yes, sometimes you will fall, sometimes you will experience failure, but if you are afraid of failing and do not start, your chances of growing to the point where you operate in the millions will never be there. I believe that this has been helpful to you, and we will come to you again. I will come to you again with another video in the area of improving and enhancing the quality of your thoughts so that you operate in the big leagues in life. You are not created to be small. You're created to operate in the oceanic way, in the big leagues. And it is better to be the best version of yourself than to be the smallest version of yourself. You are never going to be arrested for thinking big. Just like when you become big, it is a plus, not a minus. There is no pride in being small. And I'm excited to help you and go with you and hold your hand through the journey of life, especially with respect to being successful in whatever area you're involved. It's nice bringing this to you. Let's do this again next week. God bless you. Have a lovely day.